Hello everybody, welcome to Lunchbox Show. I'm your host Lunchbox. Today we're going to be doing a cooking segment for a couple friends of mine who are interested in getting their cook on. So today we're going to be making potato soup. Now, this is a special recipe, family recipe, passed down from generation to generation. So let's start with our boiling water. Over here. My grandmother's doing the camera work today. So as you can see, I got some water here, and it's heating up pretty quickly. First, we're going to season the water. Some salt. Okay.
So we're doing what?
We're cooking. We're cooking. Okay, and then you're going to do just a little bit of sugar.
A little bit of gas. A little bit of that. And a little bit of this. And away down we go.
Pardon my grandfather, he's completely nuts. Come over here, we're going to look at these potatoes. Okay, I've got 4 small-sized potatoes. What you're going to do is you're going to take your knife and you're going to run it through it 3 times. Once on each side, leave the middle pretty thick. Okay? And then for that,
I can't see them.
point it down. There you go.
Okay.
Got them?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're just going to slice right through them. Okay? Now I like big chunks of potatoes because when they cook down, they're gonna get soft, and you're gonna mix it up, and they're gonna break down, and they're gonna shrink in size a little bit. But some people like smaller sized potatoes. I like big chunks, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your potatoes and put them in the hot water. Okay? And that's about it for now. Now, usually what you would do is you would take and cut some carrots and celery up, a little bit of onion, and you put in here. But this is for my grandmother, and she doesn't like carrots, celery, or onion. So this is just a plain potato soup. But you would just take some carrots, maybe 2 or 3. You would peel them, then cut them up into chunks, and throw it in there. Same way with celery, peel it, cut it up in chunks, and same way with onion. Peel it and cut it up in chunks. Now, you would also take some parsley. Can you see the parsley? Okay, you take the parsley and you put some in there, but Grandma doesn't like parsley. You take a little bit of seasoned salt. And you'd put a little in there. But
I'm shaking this going everywhere.
that's alright. I'll clean it up in editing. But right now you have your potatoes in here, and that's really hot water. Don't ever stick your hand in really hot water. Put the lid over it. Let it cook until softened, or at least just a little al dente, because you're going to cook it a little bit more later on after you add more ingredients. But other than that, we're going to take a look back in about 15 minutes and see how it looks. Okay, so everything's looking pretty good here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this knife and we're going to check the potatoes. And they're just about done. They fall right off the fork, or the knife. Right off the knife. It's hard to do this while looking into a camera. Yeah, they're coming right off the knife. So in about 5 more minutes we'll come back and they should be done. As you can see, these potatoes are done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in the refrigerator and get out a little bit of milk. Now this is where you got to eyeball this, because you have to make it to where it looks creamy. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your milk, okay, and you're slowly going to pour.
Yes, I know.
That should be good enough. Looked like that was about 1.5 cups. We'll put that back. Turn off our stove eye. Get us a spoon. Stir it up a little bit. Oh yeah, that looks great. Okay, now you can do this if you want. But last night we had leftover mashed potatoes. Right there. You can take these mashed potatoes and stick them in here. And you won't have to use as much roux. Now a roux is a thickening agent consisting of a fat, which would be butter. I prefer real butter, but you can use margarine. And roux is consisted of butter and flour.
No, not over.
Now if you're good, you just let this sit. The potatoes will heat up, and then they will become like silk, smooth. What we're going to do is we're going to help it along a little bit. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, he forgot something. No, I didn't forget anything. It's just the way I cook. I like to make it. I like to take and put my chicken stock in last. Now you're asking, I know, how much chicken stock is he going to put in? Well, it depends. How chickeny do you want it? I like to put in about a tablespoon and a half, maybe 2 tablespoons, depending on what brand it is. So, you just let that sit, let the chicken stock dissolve, and next, you're going to start on your roux. Now what I'm doing over here is I just cut a tab of butter, a little bit of butter here, and we're going to put it in a pan. Okay? And we're going to put it on medium to low heat. Okay, and you're going to let that melt. Now, while you guys are over there, I'm going to get the flour out. Now there's 2 tablespoons of butter there, or a tablespoon of butter there. For 1 tablespoon of butter, I usually put 1.5 tablespoons of flour. See, all I'm doing is just stirring up the flour with the butter. But you can make roux out of anything. You can make roux out of oil and flour, out of lard and flour.
You don't want that.
That's what Grandma does when she makes gravy, lard and flour. It's really any kind of fat, but with soups you generally want to use butter and flour because you really don't want lard in your soup. But as you can see, it's getting thick, and you want to let that cook because you don't want that flour taste in your soup. So you just gotta let it cook for a little bit. And with this, you really gotta just play it by eye. Roux is really a cheap thing to make. You know, it takes just a little bit of butter and a little bit of flour. And you can make more than what you need and throw the rest away if you want. But you want to make sure you got no lumps in it, or at least minimum to no lumps. Okay, let that cook for a little bit. Let's check on our soup here. It's looking good.
Not too much, not too much.
Okay, that's about good. So now, you're going to take your roux and put it into your soup. And that's it. That's your finished product right there. Now you just need to let it sit for about 5 minutes to get good and thick. But that's about it to make potato soup. So tune in next. This is a 2-part series today because since I'm doing one course, which is your soup, and I'm also doing a main course, which is going to be a lemon pepper steak. But that's about it for today, or for today so far. Next, you'll be seeing how to make a lemon pepper steak. Thank you.